is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What we got's gonna turn your brain into shit.
Let's do it. Jack. What?
Love it.
Thank you. Or alternatively, I was going to do.
Whip, whip, swing the whip. To start the show?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
I'm whipping.
Wow.
I'm just sitting here saying.
So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific.
Just right off the bat.
We're not even a minute.
Hey,
in.
listen. If you didn't know what you were getting into, you do now.
You could start over.
Dick jokes and comic books. Welcome to Off Panel, Off Topic.
We
I'm
didn't
Tyler
even get
Allen.
a minute in. I feel like there's some sort of standard you'd have to.
Right.
You're going to off-put someone right away, huh?
Yeah, but isn't that kind of the point? Like, I feel like the first minute of our show should determine whether you get it or not. If you
Either you're going to be
nice,
or you're going to be
fuck you.
Either way.
We're kind of like the blue cheese of podcasts.
Oh.
You love us or you hate us. There's no, I kind of like Off Panel, Off Topic.
That was a good one. Yeah, I beat you on that one, man.
You wanted that turned up. Jesus.
Fuck you.
No, do that. Do the
What?
the boo.
Fuck you,
Well, it
asshole.
works too. Yeah, don't forget the drops.
Apology accepted.
That's correct. Fucking hey. So, welcome to Off Panel, Off Topic. We got a lot going on this week. We got some news.
No, we got nothing.
Really? I thought we
No,
had
we got-
news in the.
We got boxes and news and
We got
comic books.
We got an unexpected.
review.
We expected this. Unlike Miss Marvel last summer, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Whenever Miss Marvel came out, we forgot.
The Marvels?
No, Miss Marvel, the TV show.
Oh, it's like 3 years ago, yeah. 4 years ago. Something like
Really?
that. It's 2026, man. Yeah. You forget 2022 was 4 years ago.
No, it was the most recent one that I'm thinking of is the Wiccan, Agatha, all along.
That was like 2 years ago. I
Jesus.
think it was like 24,
Anyway,
which would be 2 years.
I want to say January 25, a year ago. Thank you.
I could look it up, but fuck
I
you.
don't
I don't
give
care.
a shit.
Flounder.
Flounder, vamp. No, but when that came out, I remember neither one of us it was not on our radar.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, by the way, this just came out. That was not this because
2024.
Because at this point,
Bitch.
Jesus,
I told you it was 24.
Marvel
Here's Jack Bauer.
is Jack Bauer, 24 hours,
He's only got that much time.
and every show is real time. So, the Wonder Man, we knew about it, and here Marvel and Disney did a decision a year or 2, 3, 4 ago. I don't know. I guess apparently time is just moving so fast that I don't know.
Oh yeah,
But they made
I
the
feel like
decision to say, hey, we're not going to just be peppering the fucking market all the time. Like, hey, here's a new show, and then 3 months later, here's another new show, and then here's another new show, and there's 4 movies also every year. I'm like, at the time, I was like, I like it. But I will say that their decision was a smart one because I knew Wonder Man was coming. I keep asking you every week, what's the next thing? Because I'm waiting for content. I want content. It was smart of them to be like, we want to make sure people want this shit.
well, they were smart because they put out the Doomsday stuff a year out because that was the runway for Wonder Man, and they marketed the shit out of it on its own. But that's the thing. I have the ad tier of Disney Plus. There was an ad for whatever I was watching. There was an ad for Wonder Man.
Yeah.
They were but I just think it's funny how that runway started back a month ago when they started leaking
November, wasn't
the Doomsday stuff.
It was like November, almost.
And he also showed up to there was I think it was New York Comic Con.
Last summer.
Well, no, it was New York Comic Con. It was recently, like a few months, because New York Comic Con was like 3 months ago. So, because I'm saying it would have been closer to this date when the show comes out. But Yahya Abdul-Mateen showed up as Simon, in character as Simon Williams.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Or no, it
RDJ.
might have been. There was some convention or something where him and Ben Kingsley showed up in character.
Oh, cool.
Which is one thing I'm really digging about that show, and we'll get to that in a minute. But before,
So we're reviewing first episode.
yes, just because I've only seen the first episode, he's seen more of it. I'm planning to watch the rest of it,
We'll get to that.
throughout the week.
We'll get to that.
All 8 episodes are up on Disney Plus, so I'm gonna and they're only 35-minute episodes, so that's another thing I like about them. But we'll get to that.
Oh yeah. What do we got to do first?
Well, I just wanted to mention, did you see the advertising before this with Daredevil Born Again Season 2, March 24th? I don't know what you're not excited about.
What are we seeing now? What are we doing now?
Daredevil's going to beat the fuck out of all these guys.
Okay.
Don't you want to see that?
Sure.
And Jessica Jones is back. Didn't you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Aren't you excited for this? Why do you hate things? Why don't you have fun?
One thing I really liked is
Bullseye's coming back?
whatever.
You were super into that show, but whatever.
I liked Jessica Jones season 1. That was an excellent show.
I'm just glad she's gonna they're bringing that character back. I'm like,
Again, what are we doing? How are we
He's
connecting
gonna take
to the
back
MCU?
New York.
You keep telling me.
I don't give a shit. I do not care about how it connects to the MCU. I don't.
Well, that was the whole point, was to bring Daredevil and Matt, Charlie Cox's Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin into the MCU. Well, fucking prove it
Look,
to me.
I know that
Prove it.
I had complaints with the finale with like, okay, well, where? Because my only complaint was, where are we on the timeline here? That's just what I wanted to know.
Yeah, can we get an idea?
And I'm sure that'll get addressed. I'm sure it will in this next season. I'm giving out hope.
You know what? It's not up to the Daredevil. We should not be putting the onus on the Daredevil showrunners to provide a link to the MCU. The larger MCU, they've put out 2 movies since then, and not once has there been like a news story in the background about Mayor Kingpin, Mayor Wilson Fisk, anything in those movies. So you're right. But really, what are we doing?
I'm excited. Should be a fun show. Whatever.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I enjoy things. So much shit in this world. There's few things we could be happy about, and you're gonna act like this. What? All right. So
Look. Bottom line about this, okay? The first series of Daredevil on Netflix was incredible, right? Season 3, I never got really, or no, I finally did watch it because I wanted to before Born Again, so I could see what I missed. It was excellent. I think there was a mistake in the fact that, yes, let's bring these characters and these actors who portray these characters into the MCU. You fucking waited too long. Now, Charlie Cox is almost 50. Vincent D'Onofrio, I'm pretty sure, is north of 60. I mean, at some point, they can't play these characters anymore. Do you understand?
yeah.
And they waited way too long. What was it, 10 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Way too
9
long.
years.
Then you bring them
No,
back,
it was,
and the first thing you
6
do,
years after
the
last
first
season.
thing you do is you get rid of Karen Page and you fucking kill off Foggy Nelson. Well, fucking how the fuck do you do too, man? Whoop-de-doo there.
Well, she's back.
Oh, is she?
Karen's back.
As if I care anymore, because it has nothing to do with comic books anymore. It's just, let's do whatever Charlie Cox wants to in Daredevil, baby dear. Yeah, I love you too, man, but you're British, okay? Dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
That's how I'm feeling. All right. That's.
Don't turn it all the way up.
No, I want you to fucking.
Finish it!
Thanks, asshole. Yeah, why did I turn it down?
Someone
so
just
when-
crashed their car. Who am I kidding? No one listens to this show. I wanted to get into it, but yeah, that's really the only news I want to talk about. The He-Man trailer looked really fun.
It does.
Masters of the Universe. I really love the fact that Jared Leto is Skeletor, and you don't hear a fucking thing from him, and you don't see his fucking face.
Well, we shouldn't, should we?
He'll
Is he in a
definitely
mocap?
He'll definitely be the worst part of the movie. I don't care what his performance is. I'm sure I might look. All right. I'll go in with an open mind.
Watch him do
because I'll be honest, the trailer looked fun. It looks like an enjoyable movie.
Watch him do a straight up rendition, like a straight up total like rip off of the cartoon. Hello, He-Man. Like that.
I'd still hate it.
He's got.
I would still hate it because
range.
it's fucking Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah,
well,
Jared Leto's a piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
But no, that looked great. I can't wait to see that.
One other one.
Before we move on,
I just wanted to say one more news tidbit. Today is January 28th, 2026.
So when you hear this, it'll be the 29th. Probably.
By all accounts, we, including insider reports from Disney, we may very well see a brand new day trailer before February.
That's insanity.
It's coming out in June.
July, I thought.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's in around that time.
Everything I saw is end of July, early February, but
end of January, early February. I think we're probably going to see something. I think you're going to see something about Doomsday at the Super Bowl. Because they almost always do.
So what is Brand New Day about anyway? I hate to ask, but who's the villain?
Punisher's in it.
Yeah, but who's the villain?
Hulk's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man's in it. That's all I know.
See, I hate doing that because that's what caused the issues with the Batman, the original Batman trilogy, which turned into 4 movies. It sucked.
Yeah, but this is like we're breaking it down to basics, and it's going to be back to even breaking down to basics. Even though Hulk and Punisher are in it, but I'm saying is that they're giving him his secret identity back, and they're trying to go back to a traditional Peter Parker.
Sure, but the reason why also it helps to know who the quote unquote villain is. I just think it's a stupid question. Who's the villain? But the point of that is that sometimes you can gauge
which storyline we're gonna do.
This storyline, like it's what was Love and Thunder again? What was that they ruined?
Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, they just ruined him. They just butchered.
I
the
enjoyed
God
that
Butcher.
movie. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't think they should have used that villain for that movie.
No,
they should have maybe used Beta Ray Bill or something.
No,
because it could have done the arc. You could have done something with the arc about the hammer. How you could have rewritten it would be that yes, you could have had the Jane storyline, but you could have also had a storyline that Beta Ray Bill was wielding the hammer because he did in the comics. So did Jane. I don't know. There could have been something.
Or
there.
you get rid of the entire gore stuff entirely
and save it for a different movie.
Shove in, you got the Jane Foster, and shove in the Greek gods and Hercules. Why the fuck do you have gore? I keep wanting to say Grog because that guy.
Oh yeah, because I would. Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering.
Why didn't you just make it a thing of gods against gods?
Because
you spent so much time in the Hall of the Gods.
We're seeing rumors that Thor 5 is in development.
Yeah.
So it's going to implicate that so Thor survives Doomsday and potentially survives Secret Wars. And then we saw the rumors that Chris Hemsworth has been pushing for George Miller to do it.
Yeah.
And you and I were saying, okay, then you could definitely do Beta Ray Bill. You could do, there's so many things you could do. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested in what they would do with that. But I think it would be wise to continue the storyline from Love and as much as a lot of people hate Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm. I think it would be a good idea to play off that end credit scene and actually do make him fight Hercules and make the whole thing about them having a grudge match. And you know what? I don't know. Because he's done it. Well, we're going to talk about it later. He's done it
in here where they show them.
There's a Hercules story in that trade. Yeah, where they're literally arm
Yes, that is so fucking cool.
And bring in Beta Ray Bill. Just let Thor just go in a gauntlet and just beat the fuck out of people. Let's just do that.
That's Thor 5
with George Miller being the director. Man, I want that.
All right, now
punch the shit out of him with a hammer, Monia, and Stormbreaker. That's a shitty Australian.
No, that's pretty good Australian.
Oi, mate.
Stormbreaker.
Yeah. Whatever you see injustice, you crack. Hey, whatever you see injustice, you crack the sky with lightning, and you bring Monia.
Well, now you're Scottish.
Shit. Yeah, it's
that's what's hard about it, man.
Those use European accents.
Well, Australia does not, but
no, I know, but because their origins are from Europe, their accents are very similar.
You can
and New Zealand and Australian are very similar.
You can make the case, yes, whether this offends anybody or not. You can make the case that America, Canada, England, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, and New Zealand all share a fairly common way of speaking and type of language, if you will.
Well, I was just saying, because Australia...
And every one of those single countries that I named has a very distinct way of speaking on their own. The problem is that, okay, right, when you do a Cockney accent, it's right to do this like this, right?
We're
But
getting in the weeds.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You start going
Oh, no, I know.
Scottish,
That's my joke. Is like
or you
I
start-
got to be careful.
You go, mate. You got to
because
go to Australia, right? You know?
If you're not Kiwi or Australian, it's impossible to do an accent like
and
those.
New Zealand sucks because
listen.
New Zealand is like the Australian accent, but not.
That's what I'm saying. They're too similar. For people that are not Kiwi or Australian, I couldn't do. So like, hey man, this is where New Zealand would be, like up here. But you go down here, it's more Australian. Like but that even is still a caricature.
Have you ever seen?
What the fuck are we doing? Let's talk about stuff. Like we're getting in the weeds.
It's a long box.
Sorry, I don't think a lot of people would
Fine.
care about our accent.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
I think. Have you ever seen the world's fastest Indian? I think it's that's what it's called. No, it's Anthony Hopkins. The Indian in question is a motorcycle. It's
Oh
a
yeah, I
brand.
know what you're talking about.
Anyway, it's a true story about this guy from New Zealand who spent his whole life piecing together a really cherry fucking motorcycle, and to get it to the Southwest United States to do the land speed record or something like that. Anyway, Anthony Hopkins masters the New Zealand accent.
Forgot to mention while I'm looking at this Lobo book, what'd you think of Jason Momoa?
I did see that.
It looked good. I'm excited.
Now, from what I understand, from what I understand now, I read a little more about it. It is the story
Woman
of
of Tomorrow.
her on her way to Earth. This is not her after she's gotten to Earth and like partying somewhere. That's what I read. Is that
I think it's a combination of the Woman of Tomorrow story with the more traditional origin of her character. But because I think I need to pick that book up because I need to finish. I never got around. I read a couple issues. I never got around to actually reading the trade. I want to read the trade. It's really good from what I read. So I think, but no, regardless, I'm excited. That's all I needed. I don't need to see anything else. I'm sure we'll see more of him later in the trailer when we get closer to the movie.
To be really brutally honest, like what I saw and the laugh.
Yeah. And if there's some people who are like, some people.
I know you're like, what was that? Because we're listening to you. I nodded my head like, oh yeah.
I think there's some people
That's good stuff.
complained that I think it was Grace Randolph or whatever on YouTube. Somebody was complaining that it looked too comic accurate, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I want comic accuracy, you fuck.
This is what we.
It's Lobo.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck
fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Do we need to do long box?
Long distance, long box.
Long distance, long box. Taking you down to Tennessee, but calling you in Washington State.
All right. What the fuck? So I wanted to talk about Fallout.
Long distance, long box. Oh, you just start? Yeah, I did last week.
I wanted to talk about Fallout Season 2.
I started. No, I didn't.
You fucking lie.
I know.
It's okay.
Can I tell you that I thought about it and I thought it would be really nice that I would be a really good friend and a good broadcasting partner if I sat my ass down with all the free time that I have and watched one goddamn episode of Fallout Season 2? Does it help at all that I thought about it?
No.
Okay.
It's
But I
fine.
thought about how much of a disservice I'm doing to you and our show by not watching that.
I thought about doing because next week is the last episode. I was thinking of just doing a Season 2 recap or review myself. Because I thought about doing it with each week, and I don't feel like it. It's just something I would do on the side. Anyway, So the big thing for a lot of fans of Fallout was I, like many people, and I've talked about it on the show, I've talked about it on our YouTube channel and stuff about how much I love Fallout New Vegas, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But
Oh, please, Jesus.
well, no, I was just saying, and I did talk about the first episode when it came out, but I wanted to talk about it because this is the most recent episode just dropped. And again, consistently across the board, I've been impressed with this second season, just because I thoroughly enjoyed the first season of this show. I just love what they did, and then the fact that we bring it to New Vegas, and I don't necessarily agree with every choice that is made on the show. Obviously, I don't think anybody's gonna like everything 100%, but because I just think that some choices are made where I'm like, I would have preferred if we would have done it a little bit differently here and there. But I think what's still amazing about this show is how perfectly it nails the tone of the games and the tone of the world. And I said that in the first season. It carries over in the second season. Like there's some serious hardcore stuff in this show, but there's also so much comedy. And even the violence. Like, this show is incredibly gory. Like, there are bits and pieces of people. It's disgusting.
Bits and pieces of people.
But again, it is done, like in the games, to such a high, crazy level that it's cartoonish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, with his last episode, just what they've been able to do with blending all this stuff with the games and how there's so many theories online about, okay, well, this ending to the game is canon and this. I don't know what they're going to try and do in the last episode, but man, there were just some moments, again, in this last episode. Like, as someone who loved the games, to see power armor with the logo for the NCR and an NCR helmet that's like the Ranger helmet, because that design is perfection. And to see that thing kill a big monster, which they're these things called death claws. They're these giant genetic modified lizards. And he's just fucking fighting it hand to hand and chopping it up in this power armor. And the Fallout player movie was like, this is peak. This is peak. And then like the reveal at the end of the episode is great, and it sets up so many bigger, wider things about just the world of Fallout. And yeah, I love it a lot. And the thing is, what I love most about it is I used to be the guy that hated. I used to be like the Alan Moore thing of like, well, if it was meant to be a book, it would be a book, or if it was meant to be a movie, it'd be a movie. You know, that kind of fucking mentality for a while. But then I grew up, took the stick out of my ass, and started to think, hey, even if this adaptation is shit, it could draw people's interest enough to make them go to the actual good thing that's the source material. So for me, the show was like, at the very least, maybe this will get my friends interested in Fallout. And then the fact that it's good and my friends are more invested, it's more exciting for me because guess what? It's the opposite of gatekeeping. It's me opening the gate and being like, what do you want to know? Oh, you want to know about the NCR? Let me tell you about the NCR. So here's what they did. And then I get to proceed to lore dump on you for an hour. But I'm just saying that, like, the thing that makes me happy about this show is I have a couple of friends that are watching it that have never played the games. I think that's fucking
I've never played the games. I watched the very first episode.
But what I'm saying is, I think you can't deny, like we talk about the rule of cool. Like, just some things look aesthetically pleasing, and it can get people. And that excites me, that, like, hey, they may not play the games, but the fact that they're, like, interested in the world and we can have a conversation about that, that's exciting. And you know what? That's what fandom should be. Fandom should be about, I get to share these cool, fun stories with you. And that's what we're going to be talking about later with, like, the Thor book we're going to be talking about. It was that was the moment you had where, like, I want you to read this because you're going to love this. This is cool. I want to talk about. You know what I mean? So maybe you should. You should watch the show, Dick. Watch Fallout on Prime. This is not sponsored.
Why don't you say that again?
I love you.
No, say it again.
Watch the show, you Dick.
Oh, okay. The Wire. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, I knew where you were going. I set him up and he knocks it out of the park. If you don't have any,
550 yards.
If you don't have anything, we can just jump into Wonder Man
What are you talking about?
for the long box.
I put something in there.
Well, then do it. Do it. Do the long box.
So I read this book called Atmosphere. I can't remember the author. But it made me want to watch like Apollo 13 again. And instead of that, because a lot of times when I think, oh, I want to see this movie that I haven't seen in a while, I'll go and look it up on streaming, and it's somewhere I don't have that I'm not willing to get. Or
you have to
I have
rent
to rent
it.
Yeah, like, fuck that shit, right? And that was the case. So I did find Ad Astra. Did you ever see that?
No.
With Brad Pitt?
No.
Ad Astra
Have not.
is a really, really good movie because it is one of the most... Imagine like 20 years from now, and they are like 30 years from now or whatever, but it's still like shuttles and things like that and rockets and whatnot. Like it's not like science fiction yet, but it is far enough in the future that we've figured out some shit. The point is it like it's very realistic in how long it takes him to get from Earth to Neptune, which is how he has to get there. Brad Pitt's dad was Tommy Lee Jones, who's awesome. And a while back, he like 20 years ago or 16 years ago or something, he took this this antimatter observatory out towards Neptune for like an experiment to see if they could, see if there was other life in the universe or whatever in the known universe. And they lost touch with him, and they come to Brad Pitt's character, and they're like, "We need you to go figure out if all of these things that are destroying our solar system right now are coming from the antimatter leak from this thing." And so he has to go from the Earth to the Moon to Mars and then to Neptune, right? And there's a sequence where they're on the moon and they're trying to get from one moon base to the next, and there's pirates. There's lunar pirates. And I played you my song Moon Cops. And I talked about lunar pirates in that song, and it's this crazy like sequence because they're in zero gravity basically, and they're driving these lunar rovers, and they're having to shoot, but it works differently because of there's no air and things. So the guns they're using, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like you have to watch. I really urge you to watch this movie because it's one of the coolest space travel space movies you can see. And there's a lot of actual... You'll be surprised at how much like violence is in the movie for like a space movie and whatnot. But it's all like based in real fact. It's all based in what we know about how zero gravity works and how different things work and whatnot as we know them now. So it's not... It's in the near future, if you will. But it's a really, really, really cool movie with Brad Pitt. Donald Sutherland's in it. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. It's just fucking crazy, man.
Fucking crazy, man. You know what's crazy? That we finally have...
How good Ben Kingsley is as Trevor Slattery.
Oh, I hate that character, by the way. Terrible character. Hate him. Is what I used to say... in Iron Man 3. So Wonder Man episode 1 has episode 1 is what we're going to be reviewing.
Yeah.
Next week we will review cuz all 8 episodes did drop.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus.
I think it's the first time they've done that for an MCU show, right?
I believe so. Or at the very least the first time in a long time.
Like you care.
Ironheart, I think they dropped all the episodes. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
So yeah, the last 2 releases they've done that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of had a mixed bag on my opinions because I know that you and I have talked about like as a podcast, it's nice to have an episode come out once a week because you have content, when you're talking about it. But as a viewer, I still kind of like the binge approach, to be quite honest. Like that's the thing.
Me too.
That's the thing I've hated about Fallout Season 2, where cause Season 1 of Fallout they released all the episodes in once. And then this season, it's once a week, and I'm like, I don't know. I prefer it.
Okay, so Task on HBO, which I really loved with Mark Ruffalo, was once a week.
Yeah.
But it started...
the first episode's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was going to say before we get into the show itself, let's talk about Wonder Man, the character, and why is there a huge push to get him into the MCU? Okay. He is an integral part of the Avengers. He shows up in Avengers number 9. He has been ionized by Baron Zemo to fight the Avengers. He dies, quotes, and they bury him, and that's it.
Yeah.
A couple years later, Eric Williams, his brother, he's a supervillain named the Grim Reaper, and he blames the Avengers for their death. Additionally, the Vision is created using Simon Williams' brain patterns, which somebody recorded before he died.
Yeah.
Then he was never dead because he was ionized by Baron Zemo. So he literally died and became another thing. He's not really human anymore, right? The ion power basically gives him weird eyes in this comics. Weird eyes. He's super fast, super strong.
He has super strength and
And he has belt jets so he can fly. And in the comics for a time, he had a big old backpack, just like you see in episode 1, which love the comic accurate fucking green and red. The fuck colors were those?
Well, and the shitty ass like 60s sci-fi movie.
Dude, those were his colors when he first showed up. And he used to wear... his
design is still crazily ridiculous. And I wonder if they're ever going to put him in it.
Wonder Man is kind of a stupid character, and here's why.
The show kind of has fun with that, I think.
Right. But here's what I love is in the comics, he's generally written off as kind of a ditzy character. Like, he's a good-looking, Yeah,
he's a hunk.
Right. But that's about all he's got going for him, right? And he's trying to be an actor in Hollywood, which just never has made any sense. Like in the comic, it just doesn't. Like, you're an Avenger. What else do you need to be? And also, every time you're in a movie, like, nobody's gonna hire you to be in a movie because you're an Avenger. That's like Captain America saying, like, I want to be. But in the comics, Simon Williams has never had a secret identity. Because the story about him fighting the Avengers when he first appeared and then dying is well known to the public. And so when he comes back, everybody knows he's Simon, right?
Yeah.
So there's that too. Now, I am glad that they're pursuing the Wonder Man angle. However, I don't know what they're doing with his powers, and I don't really care that much.
They kind of, from what I've seen in the first episode, they did tease the eyes. Like when he's looking at the script, his eyes make the weird...
It's not important to me, really, how they characterize his powers so much. Also...
that green and red is not...
Right.
Really.
I'm about halfway through the series now, and they have talked a little bit about it, and it has nothing to do... It can't. It can't have anything to do with the comics because the Vision's already been around.
Vision,
right. Yeah, exactly. But so here's what we're doing instead. Is we are going to... We are going to make a character study about what it means to be an actor. And just for shits and giggles, we'll throw some superpowers in there. That's really what it is.
Yeah, it's like a slice of life in the MCU is what I got the vibe from in the first episode.
And I don't know about you, but I don't care what type of character he's playing. Like when Yahya Abdul-Mateen II's on screen, like I am enwrapped. I am just hooked. I can't look away. You know what I mean? Like everything he does and the type of guy I hope he's as the type of guy that I think he is. You know what I mean in real life? You know?
Yeah.
Because he just seems like a really cool guy. But the character Simon Williams, I'm growing to like him because of just how much he feels. You know, just how much he cares and things. And I think I've always kind of struggled with that in this world, which doesn't really reward people who feel and think a lot.
Well, and I think it's kind of a smart idea to do this character that's focused on the acting of it, and then making Wonder Man. So that's making Wonder Man a character that already exists in the world, and then we're making it a movie. And we're going to be spoiling episode 1 again. All 8 episodes are out, so we're only going to be talking about that first episode. because that's the only one we both watched. You've watched more.
We also
But-
don't know if Wonder Man was an actual dude and they made a movie about him, or if he's just a character they made up. I'm assuming it's a character somebody made up.
Yeah.
Because in the 70s, at that point, people do know about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I believe the public knows about them,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
But I just again, it's very much
Certainly
like
Captain America.
what I think so many people are reacting positively to it about is the fact that like you and I were talking about, because you watched 4 episodes and you're saying like there aren't a lot of there's set pieces, there's superhero moments,
Sure.
but they're few and far between. It's more about the acting and getting down to the characters, and I'm like, that's great, they've needed to do that for a while. And I'm like, I think that was when it's these MCU shows. The struggle is you want to give them significance. It's the same struggle you have with comic books. You want to make them have significance, and you want to make them matter. But at the same time, in reality, what are they? They're just world building. Because I don't think Wonder Man is going to play a role in any of the Avengers, like the next 2 Avengers movies. And if he does anything, it's going to be after Secret Wars.
He was not part of Secret Wars, so yeah.
Yeah, but
he was on Earth. He was one of the assholes who
But
got
I
left
love the
behind.
idea that they understood I think they learned from the criticisms of the Marvels dealt with and that Captain America: Brave New World dealt with, which is that issue of it is a sequel to this show and this movie and this, like you were just talking about. When we blow it up this big, this is what happens, and that's what I think is so great about me just experiencing this one episode. Was like, damn, that's just a TV show. It is just a legitimate TV show that just happens to be in the MCU. And that's what makes it so good. And that was the highest of the highs for the Netflix shows like Daredevil and when Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they reference it, but they don't make it overly about it.
Oh yeah, when what's his name? When they're talking to the owl, it was like episode 2 of season 1 of Daredevil, and they're talking to the owl up in that abandoned building, and like the Chinese dude. And what's his name? Kingpin's right hand man.
Yeah.
And they reference like
New
what
York.
the hammer and the. You think a guy with a hammer is gonna come down? Like that's like the way they talked about it. That first
Well, they
guy,
just do it like that. Like
that first right hand man for Kingpin in season 1 was so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
I don't remember.
Fuck, dick.
It's been a while. It's been 10 years.
But he gets killed off, dude.
Yeah, pretty quick. But
by Karen Page.
That's what I'm saying. And it's same with WandaVision, and I would even say Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, the highest of the highs of those shows was when they were just simply being world building and filling the gaps, but also having their own identity.
Yes.
At the same time, when you give them too much significance, you have the issue of, like, say someone doesn't watch WandaVision and then go into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and like, wait, why is she evil? You know what I mean? And they try and mention it in the movie. They do their best, but it's also like, I don't know. And what I'm trying, I guess, I'm a long way saying that, like, I appreciate how detached it really is from the MCU proper.
So yeah, so the show thus far, and again, I'm about halfway through, but you're only in 1 episode in. The first episode is, we're being introduced to Simon Williams. We're also reintroduced to Trevor Slattery, who I think is just. I think the reason why Ben Kingsley wanted to return to the role was because he knew that he understood the backlash against the character in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And he understood that, right? And when Feige and Daniel Destin Cretton kind of came up with the way that he could redeem that character and, also address the whitewashing itself, I think not only he thought, well, that's great, but also I like this character. This character is a fun character, And I think he's just having fun because, to be really honest, like, the whole role is being an actor. And Ben Kingsley is arguably one of the finest actors of our generation. I mean, the amount of roles and, productivity consistently. I've never seen a movie where Ben Kingsley didn't do a good job acting. You know what I mean? Like the movie might suck, but Ben was awesome, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then you get one of the greatest young actors of our generation. I think he's still under 30, or maybe he's just turned 30. But Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who we first saw, the first time I saw him was in Aquaman.
Yeah, it was in the Watchmen HBO show too.
Watchmen was after Aquaman, I thought.
It is.
Yeah.
I was just saying he was.
Yeah. No,
I've
seen him. I've seen him in a few different things now, but just a big fan. And you put those two guys together. There's moments coming up in the show where they literally just sit and just quote shit back and forth at each other.
Lines.
They're just remembering their favorite lines from either stuff they did or stuff they watched or whatever. Yeah. And it's touching because they're bonding, but also look, these actors can do more with a few facial expressions than most people can do with a whole page of words, and it shows. And that's also, there's a little bit of behind the scenes with Hollywood type stuff going on too, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, well, and they're a good actor understands the human of the character. That they're not these two. Just because they're on the page doesn't mean they're not alive. Yeah. And there's a really good. I don't like Joe Rogan, but there's a really good clip from his show where Matt Damon talks about Dwayne Johnson in a scene called The Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the movie on the show.
I want to see that.
I think it's out somewhere.
I'm sure it is now.
But he was talking about how Dwayne Johnson did that, and he was talking about how he took things from his mother, the way that his character justifies his substance abuse. He would say that that's how his dad would talk because his dad was an alcoholic. And then when there's a part where he lifts the blanket over his face because there's some sort of diagnosis, and then he said his mom did that when she found out she had cancer. So it's like those kind of moments where you see those characters give life.
Matt Damon
was talking. No, Dwayne Johnson did that for the movie The Smashing Machine, but he was talking about he had a conversation with him about it. Oh. And that's what made me think of that too, which was what you were talking about with how this whole show is also trying to redeem him, because the show is trying to say that he is not proud of what he did, and there were consequences for him being the fake Mandarin and doing all this being a terrorist essentially, and I just think it's really funny how he immediately says, you can either finish out your sentence or this, and he was like, I'll do this. He's I don't want to go back to jail. But it really has been a crazy turnaround with okay, it's another example of the MCU accepting that they did something wrong, because I don't think there was ever a plan to bring him back. Before all, there's no way you could have told me that. Oh well, no, we're gonna do this in Iron Man 3, and then this Shang-Chi movie that we're doing.
Yeah, there was no indication that Shang-Chi was even on the horizon.
So, you know what I mean? To take them to say, okay, well, here's some feedback on this. They didn't like it. Well, how can let's give this guy a second chance. Mm-hmm. Let's try and bring this character back in a unique way. And I love that this show, like you're talking about, is, and my only frame of reference is just the first episode, and I could see their chemistry pop. Yeah. The first scene they have together. Like when he's on the phone and he's like, oh, don't worry, I won't talk during the movie. And then he tries to have a conversation. He's like, pictures, you know.
Yeah. That's fucking,
I love that little
so
shit
great.
of because, and they're watching Midnight Cowboy, of all movies. And
which
then
is a classic.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
But I know of it.
I'm aware of
it. And I know the significance of it,
Yeah. We're aware of the acting by John Voight and Dustin Hoffman. The performances are legendary.
And the subject material at that time.
At the time was like, what? You're crazy to do a movie about that.
Yeah, a male prostitute.
What? Dresses like a cowboy?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you know?
I thought Midnight Cowboy.
I didn't vote for this.
He robbed banks at night.
No. What?
Nobody's there.
I didn't approve this.
But
this never crossed my desk.
I love that sequence because, well, I love how immediately he addresses it too, where he's like, "You were the Mandarin." And he goes, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did my time. Whatever." Yeah. Like he's like, I'm not proud of it. And you do see that, I think, more, maybe you don't anymore throughout the series. I don't know. You've seen more than I have. But I do like that they're dealing with him being remorseful for it still and trying to do all this. But then we get to the audition. I want to talk about that. When he does the exercise, he's like, frontal lobe. Don't think, do.
Yeah.
And, well, even the beginning of the show is great because the show he gets cut out of an episode of American Horror Story because he can't shut the fuck up.
Here, okay, so like you're watching the scene, okay, and every so often, and okay, in my mind, okay, no shit, I'm sitting there going, well, he's right. But at the same time, I'm just finish the fucking scene.
That's not what you're here to do, man.
When his agent says, how fucking hard is it to fucking lay down and die in
blood.
In the moonlight?
Yeah.
It
Should I
kills
grab
me.
this book
It
or
just
should I
kills
grab
me.
this book?
It just kills me, yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
And I love how they keep trying to be like really nice to him. Like their facial expressions clearly are like, I fucking hate you. But they're like, okay, yeah, let's see what we
Someone
can do.
who's very annoyed and trying not to be mean.
Yes.
Because you can tell they're like, will you shut the fuck up? Because sometimes,
it's so painful to watch. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. There are times in life when you just have to look at someone and be like, I know you got questions about things, but can you shut the fuck up and move this along, please? Just shut up.
Well, that is, and they deal with that a lot in the first episode and throughout the series so far is how much he overthinks shit. Like, he's like, well, what about this when they're doing when they're in the bathroom, and he's like, shut up, no.
Why do you care about their characters?
Blow the air out of your lungs and then just do it. Shut up.
Stop thinking, do. This is very relatable.
Great episode.
But we get to that big reveal at the end where we find out that Trevor had set things in motion. So he pretty much gets
of a sort. You'll see more.
Yeah, he gets a call from the people he's working with, and he's like, yeah, he bought it. He's onto what I'm doing. Trust me.
Yep.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. And I did watch first episode. I watched the cold open of the second episode. So I got to the title card, and I'm like, I have to go to bed because it was late.
It's where they capture him in the airport.
Yeah, so then episode 2 explains how Trevor got to where he was in that story of like, okay, yeah, he got detained because he thought somehow he would get away with it, being with the 10 rings and everything. And it was a really cool a funny sequence of him just being like, yeah, jail or this. I'll take this.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just you can tell Ben Kingsley's having fun. You can tell Yahya Abdul-Mateen is having fun, and like they're really bringing it to the show. And
the role calls to be an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, how many actors can sink their teeth into that role?
I also think it's funny.
Okay, your role is you're a struggling actor. Okay.
No, it would
Been
be
there,
a big
done
deal
that.
He's a superhero that is an actor. We're like, oh, he doesn't have special effects. He's actually a superhero. But
I cannot wait for you to watch episode 4. Holy shit.
Well, let's see what happens with the rest of the season. Next week.
Yep, I will finish the.
We'll do kind of a review recap of the rest of the first season. Or series. I don't know if they'll ever do a season 2 or anything like that. Haven't seen anything about
Marvel
it.
Spotlight also.
Oh, so it's a mini series because that's what they called Echo.
Right, and that's also what they called Man Thing, or Werewolf.
No, that was
at
a
Night.
special presentation or whatever.
Oh,
but
really?
I see what you mean. Like these are limited things. Yeah.
What the way I look at them is that they may or may not. They might show up again in the MCU. They might not, but they are connected in one way or the other, and they're fun to do.
You sure about that?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
You couldn't hear it.
The volume on you.
Shut up. My pitch is perfect.
My pitch is perfect.
No.
So DC KO number 3
by
with
Scott Snyder,
and
Xermánico,
Javi Fernández, and Alejandro Sanchez.
No, I'm looking at the artist. See, let me show you. Because there's two.
I'm reading that, bro.
That's not what I'm seeing here, but Because when you open up the title page, there's more to it. But anyway.
Xermánico.
See, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, and then Josh Williamson and Javi Fernández did the interlude stuff.
I don't know.
Which I imagine is like the Superman flashback.
I have no idea.
Either way, there's two sets of creative teams in this book for some reason. So this
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this book because it is literally just a fight book.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Fuck you. I don't care. I want to talk about it now. No, so we're splitting. We're down to the final 8. So we're splitting off into they can pick a teammate. I want to talk about the teams. So let me see it here.
So first of all, we have Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Superman, Joker, Guy Gardner, Zatanna, and Aquaman left, and they all have to choose their partner, their champions.
It's a tag team thing.
Yes.
So
and they can choose anybody
they want.
But the Joker gets a special.
Yeah, Joker's created the most chaos energy.
Yes, so he gets to pick whoever he wants from anywhere.
Yeah.
So
it is Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan versus Superman and Shazam.
Which turns out to be really interesting. And
Lex
cool.
Luthor and Supergirl versus Aquaman and Hawkman. My favorite one, I was like, fucking A. Where I was just like, geez, I'm into this. Was Wonder Woman and Big Barda. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to see those two take down Cyborg and Connor Hawk, whoever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Zatanna and John Constantine, and then Joker and who? We don't know. So then, it's just a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple things I wanted to touch on with the fights.
First, the Joker gets Mr. Mxyzptlk, which is awesome, because what a great...
First, it's the Batman who laughs, and they're like, fuck off. We know it's not really him.
Yeah.
And so then it turns into the... Because they don't detect dark multiverse energy from that character, so they're like, oh, yeah.
Cyborg, infuses his partner with, his...
His combat ability, so he understands his fight techniques, so they can, kung fu fight.
At one point, Wonder Woman tells Barda to punch her as hard as
this is
she
what I
can.
want to talk about.
Yeah, which is cool.
So she's... Cyborg's bearing down on Wonder Woman, and then she goes, Barda, punch me as hard as you can. She's like, I thought we were on the same team, is what Barda says. And he's like, just do it. So she fucking smashes it, and it just kathoosh.
Well, she doesn't know that Wonder Woman's going to put up her wristbands.
I mean, that's immediately what I thought, Barda.
Right.
But
Dub Barda.
So she smacks him, and she's like, is this why you wanted me? You chose me, Diana, my strength? She's like, no, you were trained in the fire pits of Apocalypse. So she's like, take me to fucking Apocalypse is why I brought you here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's what I love, because, on one hand, it's like fantasy booking, because you're like, of course you're going to put Big Barda on a team with Wonder Woman, because it's fucking cool. Why wouldn't you? Two muscle mommies together? Let's see it.
There's
Joker and Mxyzptlk.
Well, you also got to talk about Supergirl kicking Luthor's ass.
So, she's like, why the fuck would I help you? So she beats the shit out of Luthor.
And they decide to just all team up against him.
Yeah. And then we cut to Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan fighting Shazam and Superman. So then they take down... I think it's him. So they wrap up Superman in these chains that Hal has a special thing that infuses them.
No, it's called a Black Mercy. It's a flower.
Yeah, Black Mercy, the alien parasite that nearly killed Clark once before. Yeah. A baby Hal took from Sector 2811 encased.
I believe it's an Alan Moore story written.
And then we cut to Supergirl being realized that when she hit Lex Luthor, he had red kryptonite that he shot her with. So then she goes enraged.
Which he has Designer K, which is crazy.
And it's also black kryptonite. Like, he mixes kryptonites together.
She turns into this giant
because
rage
comic
monster.
books.
Yeah, because fucking why the fuck not?
So Superman is having a vision of, like, a perfect life and a perfect future, and then he realizes he's in a dream state and snaps out of the chains. And then he infuses himself, then we cut to giant kaiju-sized Kara beating up everybody, and he realizes I have to fight her. So then he goes up to Bill and he goes, say the words. And Billy says Shazam. So then he infuses Superman with his Shazam powers.
Kind of cool.
That double-page splash was dope. I'm not going to lie. And the lightning bolt off the S is kind of neat.
Okay, you got the lightning bolt off the S. You got all the blue
glowing
in his
fist.
costume. All the blue in his costume is darker.
And the white cape.
Yes, come on.
It's sexy. I'm not gonna
Give
lie.
me more. Inject
Look at
that
that.
into my
Look at it.
veins.
Look at it.
Fuck yeah. KO.
So he takes out Kara to save everybody with his Shazam Superman powers, and then Lex Luthor looks on in admiration. So now the final four is Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker, and Lex Luthor. And then guess what? They go to the fucking Absolute Universe.
Yeah.
Because we're comic books and we got to jerk off on the panels.
Hey, no.
And Scott Snyder's
Hold
writing
up.
an
Hold
Absolute
the
Batman book.
Fuck up, duder.
I'm
No,
excited.
you need to hold up.
I'm just being a shit.
Did you not notice the Booster Gold?
Yeah.
Do you remember all those stupid backup stories in a lot of the KO? Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I think that guy is. It's Darkseid as Booster Gold.
Well, I always knew that because I knew with the all-in stuff that the Absolute Universe was the universe that Darkseid created.
Yeah.
That was always what it was.
Yeah.
So of course they would narratively, it makes sense that they would go there because it's the universe Darkseid created. But I'm also just but this is what makes me laugh is just I'm just like you fuckers. It's just the same thing with Doomsday Clock. He's like, you just can't help yourselves. You just have to cross over.
Oh, you think that's great? Let's move on to the next
No,
one.
if I'm all rage baiting aside, no, it does make sense narratively. It's an enjoyable book. I had fun. It's a fight book. It's hard to not enjoy it.
Yeah.
I give it a solid B.
Same.
I could write a book about
Next
what
up.
you don't know.
From the pages of DCKO,
It's Batman Fight
Night Fight.
or Night Fight.
A
Night Fight.
completely separate.
Time out. They fucked up. Why didn't they put Fight Night and put it in front of the instead of put Night Fight, put Fight Night with the K?
I don't know.
Fucking, you guys can't even get that right.
Dick
DC.
faces.
So anyway, it's Batman Night Fight or DCKO Night Fight, whatever you want to call it, number 3.
Yeah, of 4.
By Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora.
I really like the art.
I enjoy this book because I'm a Batman fan.
No. I enjoy. Look, I am always a sucker for multiverse and shit, right? And even though this is more of a inner journey for Bruce Wayne, because none of it's real. It's all being created by the Heart of Apocalypse, right? There's still a lot of multiversal elements. There's different Batmans. There's a Red Hood Batman. He turns into Clayface.
Yeah.
I what I gathered from this book generally is that
Excuse me. Jeez.
Batman is smarter than the Heart of Apocalypse, and he knows it.
Keeps
And
breaking the game that it keeps telling him to play.
right, and he keeps making it tougher on him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
As
I forgot about this part.
it's as a character study of Bruce
Are
Wayne.
those my fucking M&Ms, by the way?
No, they're mine.
Are you sure?
I bought them from work.
Okay.
I'm eating some, Mike.
It's disgusting. Mainly because I don't have any.
Yeah. So this is basically the perspective of Tim Drake as Batman.
Yeah.
And we dealt with Dick Grayson as Batman. We dealt with Jason Todd as Batman. Now we're dealing with Tim Drake as Batman.
Yeah.
As he fights all these different multiverses. I'm sorry, I'm smacking my lips in the mic. But what I like about this is even still, he breaks the code and gets so Tim Drake goes back to his Bat Cave. There's mech suits and stuff. We find out Gotham is perfect with Tim Drake. No crime. He solved the whole thing.
No. Except
there's a mech that tries to attack him.
No. He solved everything except for
what?
Bruce Wayne's murder.
Oh, yeah. He could never figure it out. Because he knew, but he never could solve it because he probably had to say goodbye. You know? But then Bruce Wayne hacks into the mainframe as an AI construct, and says again, "I'm not playing your fucking game, Heart of Apocalypse. I'm gonna," and then because he's trying to help Tim, he's like, "You gotta let go and accept my death, or whatever." And then the game says, "I tried to fucking warn you. Now I'm gonna make it very hard on you." And what's the hardest thing? Is Batman waking up old and a family. And we get this big reveal. He's like, "But I was only able to do it because of what you taught me. At first, I followed in your footsteps, and then I started my own path. And now Gotham doesn't need a Batman anymore."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, yeah. And here's my grandson. His name is Alfred."
Boom.
And the next thing is like, Batman happy? Batman versus happiness. And I love it because I think it's such a great dichotomy of the character because it's like when you really boil it down, Bruce had all the money and resources to solve crime, or let's stop pretending that bullshit. You can't solve crime. But what I'm saying is, crime wouldn't be a problem if Bruce used his money and resources for actual things to make it better.
Well,
but instead, he dresses up like a bat and beats up poor people. So like this book is like, yeah, you can't be happy because you have to have a struggle, Bruce.
Well,
you have to have a fight. You know what I mean?
Look, as the world has changed and as the common person has become more aware and more intelligent about how the real world around them works and how it has worked for hundreds and thousands of years, is that there is a ruling class and there is a peasant class. Now, we like to think of ourselves in this society as being more advanced than that, but it's bullshit, right? And when you look at what the time... When Batman came into existence, it was around the time of our war with World War II, okay? So we had an outside threat to whatever. So, you know, when Batman started having, like, you know, supervillains, and then they brought Marvel came in the 60s, and they started having supervillains and stuff, they really didn't deal with the fact that, like, most crime occurs because of need.
Yeah.
I need
Desperation.
to feed my family.
So I have to steal this bread. Yeah,
I can't get a job because of my prison record. I need to feed my family. What do? I continue to commit crimes because I can make money that way. It is risky, but it is what I need to do. So yeah, in let's not call it what it is. There's enough money in this world to feed, clothe, and shelter every human being without exception. And I guarantee you that 99% of crime would disappear if everybody had everything that they needed. No question. So when you think about it, yeah, Batman's kind of an asshole. Because instead of, like, using his money to get to the root of the problem and, like, set up a more, like, socialistic society, I'm sorry, but also tax himself, like, pay, you know what? Use your money to elect a guy who's going to tax you into the fucking Stone Age, Bruce. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, that's what Batman should be doing.
Well,
is bursting into the city council and being like, "You guys need to tax Bruce Wayne, or I'll kill you." You know, or I'll kick your ass. He doesn't kill. I could, but I don't. I won't. I'm Bruce Wayne. I mean, I'm Batman.
But the book itself, I just love that it ends with, like, the toughest fight for him is going to be happiness.
Of course,
because he's a sad boy. Sad boy can't be happy.
Did we not finish the best Punisher miniseries of all time in the last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started reading that again, which is interesting because what do we do with these characters? Right?
Right.
What's the one way you can fuck with these types of characters more than anything? All of the stuff that you've gone through in your life wasn't necessary. Your mom and dad were never shot. Now go. And how do they react to that? What? Yeah. I spent my whole life fighting as Batman. And now you're telling me
I don't need to be?
What?
Yeah.
And how that fucks with them because
they want it.
Of course they want mom and dad back. Right?
Yeah, but also Bruce...
But I did good as Batman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Batman became such a big part of him that I feel like he would choose Batman.
See? And that's stupid.
It is.
Because Batman's stupid.
Whoa. I give that a B. I'm giving B's tonight.
Oh,
That's
I thought
a
you
B.
said you got a P.
B. What do you say?
I give it a B.
Fuck you then.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
So, today at Jay's, I got a thing like a thick book called Supergirl Next Door, and it was like a better quality, whatever.
Yeah.
One shot or something. I did not buy it. But the reason why it was in my pull list is because I have Supergirl on my pull list.
Yeah.
Here's the best part. I believe Absolute Batman 16 was delayed. I do.
Oh, yeah, I think so,
And
too.
I'm fine with it because I am okay now. I am at the point now with Absolute Batman that if you need to give Dragata a month off and give me a month off so that he can draw it, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that now. Don't give me a filler issue. Just give him a month off. I'll wait. But in the meantime, it was delayed, and they put out something called Batman Arc M. I don't know if this was planned or not. I
have no idea, yeah.
I like to think they had this in the can from the get-go to be like, hey, in case we have any delays.
I think because Scott Snyder's working on DCKO, I think he was like, I need to take I'm going to have this issue. I'm going to get to the Joker part. I'm going to have this to fill in more for the Joker stuff. And because the last two issues have just been Joker's backstory, really. And I'm fine with it. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. To develop, what's happening next is how I think it probably went. Because, it just kind of seemed like, because it wasn't really advertised. Mm.
No, I didn't know it was even a thing.
Yeah, and usually something like because they heavily advertise the annual, they heavily advertise the crossover with Wonder Woman, so yeah, and it looks like it's just a special, I believe. I think it's just a one shot. I know it says number 1, but yeah. But anyway, the book itself is giving you the backstory of what Arc M is and what happened to Arkham Asylum. And I really enjoyed it. We complained a lot about that one issue that we felt like that was filler, but like you and I were talking about before the show, this is an example of like, okay, if we're going to have things like this, I'm into it. It's the same thing we literally were talking about with the Wonder Man stuff with Disney Plus shows, where it's like similar idea of, okay, you're trying to fill some cracks in here to world build the absolute universe more. Yeah. And you're just trying to give your artist some time off so you have something in between. I'm okay with it because this was a really fun read. I really enjoyed this book.
It's Arkham Asylum, Amadeus Arkham, and it's his confession.
He's writing in his journal about his life story.
In 1945, he's visited by a buyer, and he tells him his origin, which is that his mother during the Union, during the Civil War, and during the war, and the guys came back, and instead of being her husband, it was a guy that said, "Hey, your husband's dead." And the letter he handed my mother would explain everything he said, and so it did. It came from the newly installed President Johnson, informing us that father had been killed at the Battle of Palmito Ranch.
Yeah, which was the last fight of the Civil War.
Yeah, but she had other ideas. So she shoots the soldier, and then she shoots all of her kids except for him, and then shoots herself. So he decides to make this
That's
into
his
a
life's
place
mission to help people that are have mental health problems.
And he finds a guy named Jack Doe. And he's just vile and everything, and he's talking to the buyer, and he's like, "Did you ever have any children?" "No, I didn't have any children." But this kid shows up, and he's covered in blood. They take him on and make him his ward. Yeah. And at one point, Jack Doe grabs him and threatens his life. and the boy gets let go.
Can I just say I love that what we did with issue 15 of Absolute Batman, what he continues to do with this issue, is really do what Joker does best. He gives Joker an origin story, but not really. Because you don't know which Jack Grimm it is. I'm sorry, spoilers for this issue, but it's all about John Doe Jack Grimm, who Jack Grimm, as we mentioned in the last episode, is a descendant of Joker.
Yep.
Or is he? Because Alfred believed that Jack 5 and Jack 1 through 5 are all the same Jack Grimm. So again, this Joker is immortal as far as we know, or at least that he was a child in 1888 and then became an adult and then became the Joker we see now, which again is fucking cool. Like, again, I continue to be amazed at what Scott Snyder can do with this book and take someone like the Joker and make them interesting again and do something completely unique with the character.
Yes.
And not do this 3 Jokers bullshit, not do this all this other stuff. Like, let's the idea of like, because even then, because I was just curious because I was looking at the subreddit because there's the Absolute Universe subreddit, and I was looking at people's theories about this. And again, they keep talking about, well, I think it's Jack the Second or Jack the First who we meet in this book.
It's all one dude.
And I'm like, no, I still think it's all one guy.
It is. Well, they explain that.
That's just a theory that Alfred has. It's never outright said, I don't think.
Yeah,
but I'm on the thought of like he's immortal. It's the same Jack. It's not.
I think the way they told the story was to tell us, the reader, that yes, he is immortal, even though they don't have the evidence. So, so they take him down to the furnace room and explain about the breakout.
Oh, the reveal.
Which Jack Doe apparently takes over an orderly or grabs an orderly and gets a bunch of his other inmates out, and they go down to the storeroom, the furnace room, and they break out by a wall.
The asylum is successful for a while, but then there's a big breakout. Yeah.
And of course, Jack Doe takes his son that he had, the orphan that he had taken on, who he'd grown to love. My son was lost to me forever. Tomorrow is a new page. That phrase of his came back to me over and over, but his story was over. And so he's talking to the buyer, and the buyer says, the furnace room, I'd like to see it. So this wall where it's re-bricked is where they escaped from, correct? Yes. Then why is this wall re-bricked as well? Having not been down here in ages, as I've said, it's not something I would have noticed before. Said the buyer. Ever wonder what else you never noticed, doctor? He leaned in and whispered something to me then, something that stopped me cold. But before I could respond... You don't have to see me out, doctor. I love the place. That night I could not sleep.
Because what was whispered to him?
Yes. And he goes down to that other wall and opens it up and finds Jack Doe's body. It was the kid that he took on. Remember when he shows up at the asylum, he's covered in blood, and they don't know why.
Yeah.
They don't know why. But that was Jack Grimm, who they took in.
Yeah.
And then they show him later on, and they do the reveal and stuff. But my favorite...
Which when he's...
Yeah! What the fuck is up, my death stroke?
No, you're skipping over the part where he says, what was the phrase?
Oh, tomorrow's a new page.
Tomorrow's a new page. He was the only other person that said that.
Yeah. Sorry, I even referenced it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Deathstroke did.
The way the issue ends, I love this. Because while... he's making and doing interesting things and unique things that are different from the traditional Joker. Some things have to stay the same. And Joker's obsession with Batman stays the same even in the Absolute Universe. Because I think him being this immortal beast for years, he finally sees someone that's worth fighting. Because he's like, oh, I put you in my little play place, and you got out of it. You defeated Bane. You didn't even need to use Venom. You're so interesting. I want more of you. Why would I kill you? You're fun. You know, that's the whole Joker story right there. You're fun.
And you know what? That's exactly the way it is in the real universe. Well, the real universe.
Yeah, but the main canon.
Yeah, the real thing in DC.
Yeah, he doesn't. He never wants to kill Batman. He never even wants to know who Batman is.
He wants Batman to kill him
to prove his point. But yeah,
that Batman will kill.
We're jumping over the best parts of the book here. At the end of the book, we see files. We see paperwork on his desk. It says Kurt Langstrom. That's Man-Bat, We see Pamela Isley, Poison Ivy, Hugo Strange, Scarecrow, Jonathan Crane,
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Basil
about that.
Harlow,
Yeah.
and then Jervis Tech, which is Mad Hatter and who's Basil?
Clayface.
Clayface, yes, yeah.
Basil Carlo.
Carlo, yeah. And then he goes, none of this was necessary. Don't worry, you'll get your chance soon enough. Everything in due time. My Deathstroke.
Boom!
Who is Deathstroke?
It's the Deathstroke character?
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, what kind of Slade are we talking about here? Slade Wilson.
Wade
A
Wilson?
plus. I enjoyed the shit out of that book. Loved it. The twist made it. It was probably a B, but the twist at the end made it an A plus for me. Loved it.
I will give it an A, not an A plus.
Well, fuck you.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
So mean.
Why do you hate me?
Why do you hate me? Why do you love me?
Tyler.
Why do we go down to the shop and get ice cream together? Oh, well, nobody knows, but I love you. I love ice cream.
Hey, swing your hammer, everybody. We're talking about Thor versus Seth, the Serpent God. If you're following it at home, it's from the original Thor run from 1966. So
The whole battle between Balder and Seth. Fuck yeah, dude.
it's issue number 395 to 400 of the original Thor books, written by Tom DeFalco and drawn by Ron Frenz.
With Rich Yaniszewski, Gary Hartle, and Charles Vess. Inkers, Brett Breeding.
Let's just do the whole thing. Published by Marvel Comics.
Because there's like 8 artists
I don't
that
give
worked.
up.
Shut the hell
Hoot.
up. Shut up.
They can look up the full credits if they want.
Inkers, Brett Breeding.
You don't do this for every book.
Inkers. Because there's like 9 artists. The reason why.
There aren't 20 artists on that
No.
fucking KO book? Look it up.
Inkers, Brett Breeding, Don Heck, and Joe Sinnott with Romeo Tangle and Mark McKenna. Also written by Ron Frenz and Randall Frenz.
Fucking great.
Okay.
You happy now?
Yes. I fucking
Thanks.
am.
Thanks. I'm glad we
Fucking
wasted more
douchebag.
time with that.
So, the thing is like.
I told you I wanted to read Thor books, right?
The thing is, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, I was reorganizing and I found this book, this trade, that I bought like a long time ago, and it's one of my favorites because for a long time, like when I was growing up, there were a couple things that I just kind of knew, and like one of them was like Jean Grey was dead, and like Professor X is never coming back from space, and
Charles, I'm stuck in space.
and Odin's gone, right? Like those were just things that I knew, right? Okay?
Yeah.
I just knew these things. Interestingly enough, as I got older and stuff, I realized that this was such a great run in the book, in the Thor book, because it was when Odin comes back.
Yeah.
And I always liked when characters came back because you're like, oh yeah, that's where they've been all this time and whatnot. And it is such a ode, an homage, and love letter to the Kirby Lee, journey into mystery fucking stories and shit and Tales of
the
Asgard shit.
Weird Asgard shit. So what I love
But
about
I wanted to show it to you because these are the kind of books that really just, for lack of a better term, give me a stiffy. Like a mental one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I hadn't read a ton of Thor books, or like you and I talked about. So when Thor was brought into the MCU, I'd never read anything with his character. It wasn't until after the MCU when I read some Thor books. So I read Jason Aaron's stuff. I've just started reading Matt Fraction's run during Siege. I haven't had a real chance to read that yet, but I had so I had already read a few Thor books and known the character from the movies and everything else. So it was fun to go back and read an older book and a more classic Thor, because you can't help but notice that as these characters have gotten into other mediums and more popular, they there's changes. So they have like they're like in those original NCU movies, they still talk like Shakespeare in the park for a bit. They even make that joke in the Avengers.
Yeah.
But as those movies go along, Thor stops talking like that because he's around normal people and he's out on Asgard for a while. So it's really funny to go back and read something like this that's very much the classical way that Thor would talk. And they'd say, methinks, and nay, I say nay to things. And it's silly and it's fun.
The opening page. The city endures, but the son of Odin must remain ever vigilant if he is to continue to safeguard it from those who would menace the innocent and endanger the just. And it's like, dude...
Enter the Earth Force.
Why you gotta be all extra?
Yeah.
Just be like, yep, I'm here.
Well, it's like I told you when you go back.
Though the mortals who inhabit this world are fragile and full of faults, I am pledged to protect them. Such is my duty and desire. Like, it's just like...
Well, it's like when we went...
Odds blood!
It's like when we went back and we read the Stan Lee Fantastic Four stuff. Yeah. It's that thing of, well... We can't. It's almost like they're too, and maybe it is because of the Marvel method at that time. Yeah. That we had talked about before, where the artists had done a lot of the work, not the work, but they'd taken a basic plot line, a basic outline,
yeah, and like do as much as you can, and I'll fill in the words afterwards.
But then you see, like so many times, I feel like the artist or the writer. Yeah. Is trying way too hard to explain what's happening on a panel rather than just let the fucking panel speak for it. Because it was this even then, and when this was probably in the 80s, even still. But I also think it's part of that is like, well, kids are reading these books, so we got to really dumb it down to some level. And it's like, guys, you don't need to. You understand this is visual, and like a movie, a movie doesn't have to say everything all the time. It just kind of shows it to you. Like there's sometimes I did that, but for the most part, when I went in and understood it, like what you and I were talking about, when I understood that it was a love letter to Kirby and Lee, and it was an homage to that, and that it was clearly Tom DeFalco. Is it DeFalco?
DeFalco, yeah.
DeFalco. Jeez, I didn't mean to blow up my mic there. Really like. Telling doing his version of Thor from his favorite era, from that age, and it's an enjoyable. But for everything around it and all that stuff with the art, I still think the art looks great. I love we talked about that with the Fantastic Four book. I love that shade to it.
Towards the end of my favorite,
the art is fantastic. Well, the pacing is crazy.
Towards the end of the trade, you start to see where other artists had to fill in. Like one page will look one way, and then the next page will look like that looks like a different artist. It's because that's why I wanted to read them all, because clearly Friends and Breeding were not able to handle. Like that's clearly inked by Romeo Tongo. Yeah. Like, I just know that, right?
Well, and it's the Marvel method at that time. It was an assembly line, so they would always have
Vince Coletta.
They were shuffling artists in there to do that stuff. Yeah, because a lot of these guys were doing multiple books. Yeah. A lot of these writers were doing multiple books.
But there was like a style of art that they kind of wanted to hold true to. Anyway, so Thor comes back. Hogan the Grim was.
How much of this do you really want to break down, realistically?
Let's talk about. We can just do an overview, and I'm fine with that, because
I do want to talk.
The whole story is really Thor coming to terms with the fact that, like, Asgard's cut off. Odin's gone, right? Seth, the
Rainbow Bridge is broken.
Death god, the death god, or the serpent god of Egypt has trapped all of his other people in the pantheon. And he has taken other gods and everything, and he is somehow able to win.
So he's the original Gore the God Butcher.
He's able to win all of these fucking battles, and he's literally taken it to Asgard. And
so the whole plot of this trade
they need to get a hold of Thor because they can't.
So Thor's locked out of Asgard.
He's on Earth, and he doesn't know any of this is happening.
And he's dealing with the Earth Force, which is a group of people that were dying that Seth reached out to. In the death plane and said, what?
Well, because
I know. Look, dude. I want to be. I know you love this stuff.
No.
But,
Because you got to give it a little more than that. Okay, Hogan the Grim. They send Hogan the Grim to Earth to find Thor, and he gets gunned down by a bunch of cops before this trade happens.
Yes.
While he's in the hospital, Seth reaches out to these people who also are in the hospital or who have died or are near death, and says, "Hey, this guy's trying to kill, trying to destroy the world." And
I can save you from death if
you need to kill this guy.
work for me, or if you don't, I'll
that's
destroy
where
everything.
And that's where the Earth Force.
I'll kill all your family.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have this shitty team called the Earth Force.
I thought they were kind of neat.
Fucking a Wind Warrior. You know what I call Wind Warrior? My fucking toilet, because they got to deal with my farts.
Wind Warrior is a lady who committed suicide because she had a stillborn baby and then her husband left.
I don't have that context
read
for
the
this
fucking
story.
book? No, but they're all clearly people who.
No, she was just a housewife in this one.
She is a housewife who.
Yeah, but they don't bring the stillborn. When did that come into the book? I don't remember that.
Right when they introduced them.
Oh shit, I don't remember that part.
They're in the thing and Pamela Shaw, a beautiful flower that was plucked much too soon by her own hand. What did I have to live for? My baby died and my husband left me. I had nothing.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Maybe I glossed over it because that's how they did
awful.
it. In the what?
So why
why don't you just say she can't? Why do you have to say it's a beautiful flower plucked too soon by her own hand?
Yeah,
Can I?
Just shut up.
Can I talk?
No.
Am I allowed to have fun?
So we
I guess
so
not.
he has to battle the Earth Force. My favorite part is when he uses his hammer to just make this. Where does he do it?
He makes a force field.
Yeah, around the fucking.
Funny enough, no, dude, it's funny. That's what I love about when they do weird shit in comics like that sometimes. Because that has come back before, again. Because, dude, he literally, in the video game, in Marvel Rivals, one of his moves is a thunder,
let's talk about video games.
What I'm saying is you don't...
As long as we're shitting on each other.
You don't think about those things making an impact.
Yeah.
And making any sort of thing later, but here they go. But I wanted to talk about...
so they save Hogan the Grim. And Balder has to take the
By the way,
Force.
Daredevil shows up for no fucking reason.
Balder has to take...
like a ship passing in the night.
Sails. Balder has to take...
Sails passing in the night is what it says. Sorry.
Balder has to take part of Thor's power. Black Knight gets involved.
He's in this story for some reason.
Yeah.
Everything else you defend, you're like, I can't defend that one.
By the fury of my thunder and the carnage of my storm, I swear that I will have vengeance. Vengeance for the crimes Seth hath committed against the Golden Realm. Vengeance for the suffering he hath caused my people. No, it's Thor. Okay. Vengeance far greater than any who live could even imagine. He doesn't even say V. Ian.
Oh my God. There's so many fucking...
Art thou ready, my lord? I begin the process, and may Thor forgive me for what we were about to do.
Oh yeah, so Thor loses his powers because they need to use his powers to protect Asgard from Seth invading. So then we cut to I want to get to the next
That's totally fine. Just keep going. So yeah, so Thor's powerless.
Thor and the Earth, he convinces the Earth Force Earth Force. I went Mike Tyson there. Earth Force. They apologize. So Earth Force says, "Hey Thor, can we be cool now?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah, whatever. And so they try and go back to Asgard, but they end up in the plane that Seth rules over in the Black Pyramid, where they are prisoners.
Yeah.
And at this time is when Thor loses his powers, so he's fucked.
Why don't you just put your fucking microphone in the?
Because my leg hurts, and I'm trying to.
Oh my God!
Fucking fuck me.
Hey, I gotta say, you don't exercise, that'll happen. Sit on your butt.
With gods make war. Yeah. So Thor and the Earth Force
Grog the God Crusher
are getting tortured by Grog the God Crusher. While Asgard is being sieged by Seth. And I mentioned this last week.
Quick, they do show that Seth has a secret. He has a
secret weapon, yeah,
trapped in a bubble. And when I started reading this again, I thought it was Odin.
I thought it was too. Because that made the most sense
when
to me.
I was first reading the issues as they were coming out, I'll bet you I thought it was Odin back then too. It is not.
So yeah, we also find out. Oh, we get introduced to look at that Loki design. My God.
Oh, dude, all of the god designs in this are just like Baldur's
So
armor and
as
shit.
the siege is happening, Seth is going to Loki to have a chat, and then that's how Loki learns what Seth is doing or like what he needs to know. He's literally having a conversation. He's like, "I'll be right back. I have all my wine and whatnot. I'll be right back."
Yeah,
and so he leaves because he's trying to figure out where the Black Pyramid is and all that shit.
because he knows. Yeah.
Because he knows Thor's captured.
Well, he knows Seth has a secret.
Oh, and I guess because Thor doesn't have his Thor powers, the
Yeah.
hammer could be lifted by Grog.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'm going to fucking beat your friends with your own hammer until I get answers. And then he goes, nay, I say thee nay, and breaks his chains. And the whole time leading up to this, they keep talking about like, his will, it's unbroken. He just won't, because he's sitting there just like going, like he's just doing that.
And bearing it, dude.
Trying to break free.
He's fucking Thor.
And he goes, I say thee nay, and he's shirtless. All the women are swooning. And then he proceeds to get free and beat the shit out of Grog, but he throws his hammer, and then he has to, there's a great shot of him having to be like, I can't call it back because I don't have my powers, and picks it back up. But so then they're trying to bust out of the Black Pyramid to get back to Asgard. And then they eventually do.
Well, they find his secret weapon.
Oh, Enchantress lets out a scream because she's pissed, and that scream goes across all pantheons, so that explains how we get the Celtic gods. We get the fiercest, most ferocious
doesn't
warriors.
Lorelai get shot?
Yes, that's why she screams, yep.
Okay, well, you're glossing over. Baldur, Seth says, hey, meet me on the field of battle with, honor and everything. Meanwhile, he has assassins waiting for when Baldur has his back turned to shoot him in the back.
And shoots his sister.
Lorelai sees this, and she jumps out and gets killed herself. And she is Enchantress's sister.
So, yeah, she lets out the scream and
Come
then
on, man.
tries to dive bomb Seth, and Seth stops her. She just turns like into smoke around him, and it's just smoldering, and he's like, ha-ha!
I am Seth.
But her scream goes across all pantheons. So then the fiercest, most ferocious warriors in all of creation make way for the Celtic gods of Avalon.
Yeah, they're
and Leah, the lord of lightning, and the god of spear. The spear. Yeah. So they show up, and they're like, why do you want to help us later? And they're like, well, because Thor fucking helped us, so we owed you guys.
Also, Seth trying to destroy all gods, so
yeah,
kind of our fight, dude.
Thwack. Also, this time, I love that there's a setup for Black Knight, because we're like, yeah, why is he in this? And then he's just like, oh man, I've been using this sword too long.
The blood curse is I'm
going to
turn
turn into
a sword. I might as well, keep fighting as long as I can until I'm just a stone.
Chekhov's Black Knight is what it is. So then we find out that Odin was being captured here, was hidden here at the Black Pyramid where Thor is. So he's like, my father! Also, this shot, like the clouds fighting each other, my God. Over New York? Oh, awesome. Awesome shit. So yeah, the siege is still happening. Also, Loki's like, I should probably fucking help my brother. So he gives him a little bit of his power, his Asgardian power to help him break his father. Look at the size of these motherfuckers. They're so huge. Odin and Thor. Excuse me. I also like how the Marvel interpretation of Odin and Thor make them much, much nicer than they really are. Because Odin and Thor are shitheads in Norse mythology.
Oh, Odin in the comics
is kind of evil.
Is much less like the guy in the comics and much more like Zeus.
Yeah, he's evil. He's fucked.
He's a douchebag who turns into a steed.
I would cut my eyeball out and hang myself to find all knowledge because I don't want to die.
To have sex with a lady. It's like, why don't you just
fuck her as
turn
Odin?
Into a dude?
Wouldn't you think she would want to fuck the god of gods?
Yeah, just be like, hey, I'm Odin. I'll bless your crops.
But
wow, now we're just talking about prostitution.
So the war is being raged on. Also, while this is happening,
that's not. You don't want that.
Oh, Wind Warrior is trying. She has the most normal reaction to this because Earth Lord and Skyhawk are like, fuck it, we're in this. Fuck it, we ball. We got nothing to lose now. So let's get Seth. We're not gonna work for that guy. And meanwhile, Wind Warrior's like, fuck this. I am out of here. I did not sign up for this shit. But she comes into play later. But anyway,
she finds the Egyptian pantheon.
She does. So then it's all out war. It's this Celtic gods. It's the Egyptian gods.
All fighting for Asgard! For Asgard!
Also, we find out that it was
Carnilla,
it was the god of luck.
she's the Norn queen, and she actually removes Balder from the field before Seth can kill him. But because of what happens, show the part where Thor thinks that Balder's been killed. Give it here. I gotta find it. It's so fucking good.
brother.
No, he loses his mind because when the Norn Queen takes her, and by the way, Seth just kills the Earth Force. I love when they're fighting. When we'll get to that. When Thor.
Do you think there was a moment
when Thor and Surtur were start fighting? Oh, here we go.
But do you think there was a moment he's like, "Hey, hey, editorial, do you guys want to do anything with Earth Force?" No, all right. They killed him in that issue.
So I suddenly feel new strength, new power surging through my limbs. No, that can only mean that my godly powers are returning and Balder the Brave is dead. Arrgh! And he just starts fucking killing everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like the
read
Thor.
the panel where the dudes are like just looking on. They're like, oh shit. The bottom corner there.
Yow, get back. Thor's gone bonkers. Sire, I have never before seen him in such a state. Never before has all he held dear been in such dire jeopardy. That was fucking Odin.
So Balder's not really dead.
Oh my god.
What? Do it. Come on.
So he's getting the all-father power, right? I forgot this. So we have to say, all-consuming is my grief. All-encompassing my rage. Couldn't it just be that? You're mad.
You can't just break shit. You got to talk about it.
It's not all... I have all-father power, so I had to be all pissed off.
So here's the thing, is that now that Odin's been released, so has Surtur, and he's on his way. Yeah. And they got to get back to Asgard to prevent Seth.
Surtur's
now that they've removed the luck god.
Well, it's also it's the Ragnarok story, right? So Surtur is destined to fight and kill Odin. That's why he's coming back.
Well,
you know what I mean. At
the end of the original Ragnarok in the comics with under the Walt Simonson, which is awesome because the entire Marvel universe fights back against Surtur and his minions. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Like the Battle of New York is fucking amazing. But when Odin uses, basically sacrifices himself to trap Surtur, they both get trapped. Now, Surtur's trapped and he's not going anywhere as long as he thinks Odin's dead. But once they release Odin, the mask that Seth had on him is gone. So now Surtur knows that that Odin is alive. And he is traveling through dimension after dimension.
He's like Mjolnir. He will travel through space and time to reach Odin.
He's on his way any minute. And so Odin says, look, I got to go back to Asgard and help. So here's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to fight Seth.
I'm going to give you half of my power added to your Thor power, and so that when Surtur gets here, you can get big like him and fight him. And I love when they're fighting each other, and they just keep going through different dimensions.
And he says, Odin says, I will fight for life itself with fucking Seth, and I'll deal with him while you deal with Surtur. So that's
basically.
I love how this issue, the 399 ends.
The last whole thing of the issue.
Where is the cowardly Lord of Asgard? Yeah. Where is Odin? I have conclude our centuries-old battle. Yeah. He is gone, monster, gone to fight in the defense of life itself. In his stead stands the mighty Thor to accept thy challenge and battle thee unto death. Fucking love it, man.
All right. It's so stupid.
And then the fucking teaser, the dramatic conclusion to the War of the Gods as Thor takes on Surtur. Odin challenges Seth, and much, much more. Don't dare miss, lest the heavens perish.
Yay!
What the fuck?
Verily.
And then, lest the heavens perish is the fucking issue.
Hey, they said
marketing.
That. They fucking said that.
So, dude. So then we open up, after the cover of this issue, we get to the double-page bash of Surtur, and it just, run, little godling, flee in mindless horror as the searing majesty of the eldest elemental of all. I need to read this to my son.
Right?
My business is with your cowardly sire, for I seek to conclude our ancient battle. Like, he's just like, fuck you, I don't want to fight you, I want to fight your dad. Pretty much. Could have just said that.
Your dad's a bitch.
Where's your fucking dad? I'm here to kick his ass.
Dad?
Fucking, don't send your kid to do your fighting, dude. He's kind of a bitch.
Pussy.
And then, what did he say? Yeah, then it just...
So he grows big, and
so Thor becomes kaiju sized and starts swinging his hammer.
He throws pyramid at each other.
Yeah, Thor just kills Grog when he just smashes the whole entire pyramid with his hammer.
And when they break the pyramid, which is a source of vortex energy, that's when they start going from place to place. Because now they go back to Asgard, and every so often they'll show Thor and Surtur fighting somewhere, and then they'll go back to the Asgard.
It's like
battle.
when he fought the World Serpent, where he's like kind of like he's fighting in the background.
Oh, dude, when Seth turns into a serpent and Odin has to fight him.
Yeah, it's literally him fighting the.
He's got the gold armor and shit.
It's like the Jotun fucking world snake. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude.
But
just. You know what? Just inject it into my veins. All this shit, man. All of it. All of it.
So yeah, Odin is like, oh my god, here we go.
Of course you do.
It's just, you gotta read these fucking
You have
speeches,
to,
dude.
yeah.
They're so fucking crazy. Odin, the All-Father's the capture. Then he goes, rise up, ye loyal citizens of Asgard. Thy one true liege hath finally returned in this, the hour of the gravest need. Death to the foes of the eternal city. Death to Seth, the serpent god. Like, what the fuck, man? I love it.
It's so great.
So good. You can't... Look, is it cheesy and ridiculous? Absolutely. But it is what makes comic books fun. You know? And there's a lot... We say it so much, right? That's the beauty of art, as we live in a world where things like this can exist, and then things like Batman Arkham M can... Or Batman Arkham whatever.
Arkham M.
The extra M is because it's delicious.
Delicious.
So Thor and Surtur are fighting. Seth and Odin fight, and then Seth eventually, or Seth, not Seth.
Yeah.
Seth eventually turns into a giant snake to fight Odin. Yeah, and he's like fucking all gold. This magic, just magic.
I don't know why.
And then the back-to-back panels, they flip it where it's Seth fighting Odin and fucking Surtur fighting Thor, and I'm like, yeah.
But Seth gets the upper hand, and what can they do?
What could they possibly do? Remember Black Knight and how he gets stiff when he doesn't... He gets stiff. Wait a minute, I'm reading a different book.
The blood curse is making me stiff.
The blood curse is in my dick.
It's making me stiff as a board. Hard as a rock. Like a stone.
All right, Marvel, we get the rights to that porno. Come on.
No, but for real, though, I'm not even sure what it is, but it explains it in there that he becomes unto his sword. So he is a living sword. Okay, so he's not just a missile. He's a sharp ass. And
so
what does
the
he do?
solution is how we're gonna save Odin is we're gonna take Black Knight, who's as stiff as a
hard as a rock,
stiff as a college, stiff as a college kid in the dorm room.
He is throbbing. He's turgid. He's fully erect.
Oh my god. Hard as a diamond. And so they're gonna throw him at Seth after they shoot him and set him on fire, and then they're like, we're gonna throw Black Knight at him.
Who does it?
Hogar. Fucking chucks Black Knight.
Hogan
Hogan
the Grim.
What, brother? Hey, brother. Hope you don't mind.
No, Hogun, not Hogan. Hugun. Hogun. Fuck.
Well, listen, brother, I'm going to have to throw you into the snake.
For America. What?
For Asgard.
Why are you wearing
I am a real Asgardian.
Okay, so anyway.
We got to write that
But
song.
no, it's super fucking great because it kills Seth.
And how did he die? He gets
a giant sword fucking ran through his head.
A man was thrown through his head.
Yes, but that's so neat. Come on.
Awesome.
You set it up throughout the first 5 issues that he is having trouble.
Yeah.
And then when he finally that's great. Okay.
And then Thor.
Thor you've seen throughout the issue that Thor and Surtur are traveling through dimensions while they're fighting, which is fun.
The brakes off each other.
Which is fun as hell.
And then Thor's like,
they're just beating each other off.
Well, yeah, I have all. I have Odin's power, but also you forgot I still have my fucking hammer, and then just like creates a storm and like lightning storms up Surtur and blows them
They
up.
basically beat up Surtur, and then everything's good to go.
And then everybody's like, "Hey man, we did it! Fucking Asgard won."
But
here we go, one last time. Here you go. This is you know what? When you wake up in the morning, think of this: true believer, and always remember, a true warrior, bold only strikes. For justice, for honor, for Asgard.
You should read it like Sam Stanley.
And so the mighty Thor is sent hurtling towards the planet Earth to face new challenges and battle new terrors and to win new glory. If you'd like to see what's waiting for him, just pick up a copy of Avengers number 300.
I love your Stanley. I don't even know if it's accurate.
Which directly follows the events of this issue. See you next month, true believer. And always remember, a true warrior, bold only strikes for justice, for honor, for Asgard. All right, we done here? All right, now I got to do a bump.
Let's go do a bump.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Did you know that we were talking about He-Man earlier?
Yeah.
You remember, well, now the grifters.
I thought it was clever how they used the him.
Yeah, because in the trailer, he's in an office.
To be like, duh, he's He-Man.
He-Man. It's a He-Man joke.
Yeah.
But the fucking losers on the internet were like, oh, great, He-Man has pronouns in it.
What do they sound like?
Well, most importantly, brother, reread your sentence. He-Man has pronouns in it. He-Man, you know what that is?
Fucking pronouns!
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.